What is the energy for November 2024? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me for this beautiful monthly energy update. This is for November 2024, but of course, we're going to look at a little bit before, a little bit after, what happened this year, what happened in the beginning of this month, going into the rest of this year, into next year. But this energy is that big. It's so big that it kind of brings everything together. This is the pivotal moment we've been waiting for. So I have 5 major astrological events that I'm going to pull cards for and see how it will affect you and the general energy for the collective. So let's start with the new moon in Scorpio that we had at the beginning of this month. So let you know how this energy is working for you. So what was that energy like? Okay, get this new energy started. Yeah, because we have Mercury going into Sagittarius, Mars going into Leo, Venus going into Capricorn. These are fast-moving planets, all happening in the beginning of the month. So it's kind of like, let's get a head start. So it feels like this is where the collective, where you might have been feeling like, I'm ready to get started on this new project, on this new endeavor, this new life, this new project, this next new thing. So I feel like a lot of light workers, a lot of people who are energy sensitive, and just people in general are feeling like, I'm ready to get started on what's next. Spent a lot of time healing, learning, growing, and now I want to get started. You hold the key to an awakened life. Set yourself free. So you can see this being mirrored in the collective. So you as an awakened soul, you've been on your spiritual journey for healing and figuring out who you are, your purpose here in the world. And now you're ready for the next thing. What comes next? So this is going to be your soul mission. This is going to be living your divine purpose, living the beautiful, authentic life that you work so hard to create internally in your own inner universe first. And now it's going to manifest and become your reality that you can finally live out. This is going to be like a rebirth. This is going to be awakening on a physical level for you. This is mirrored in the rest of the collective who are just going to begin their awakened journey, their spiritual journey. Okay, and then, so I'm going to be reading for both you, the light worker, the way shower, the thought leader, the spiritual warrior, for those who are really, really aligned with their higher self. And then I'm also going to read the energy of those who may be just starting on that journey, who have been so way off on their authentic life. And then, you know, you could be anywhere in between. So you might get a little bit of both energies depending on where you are on your journey. Okay, so what does this look like for you on a personal level? What's something that you might have gotten started on? Clouds, compassion, confusion, negativity, doubt, worry. Yeah. Uncertainty. Okay, so I've been hearing this a lot. Like a lot of folks are like kind of ready to get started on this next thing, but they're like, but what do I get started on? What steps do I take? What is this new thing? Is it a new job? Is it a new relationship? Is it a new home? Is it a combination of these things? I'm so ready to get started, but what is this thing I'm supposed to get started on? I feel like a lot of you might have had a lot of clarity come through this year, like what you're leaving, what you don't want in your life, what you do want in your life, where you might be going. You might have gotten a lot of clarity on your life purpose and who you are and what you're meant to do, but it hasn't come together fully and clicked into place just yet. You might have had a lot of like epiphanies being like, this is what I'm supposed to do, or this is where I'm supposed to go, or this is what's next. But then you're not getting the steps, the opportunities from the divine. It's not coming in yet. So you're getting a little frustrated because your energy is like, I'm ready to go, go, go. But where is the next step? Like, where am I supposed to go to? All right. So what does Spirit say about that? Yeah, the Prince of Gems, the Knight of Pentacles, efficiency. So we have 2 knights here. And we see that you're ready to get started. Sorry, the apprentice in this deck is the Page of This is the Page of Pentacles, not the Knight. So your energy is so ready, but you're only getting little crumbs in the physical when it comes to taking action or classes you can take or a new direction you could go in your career, or, you know, you might be getting a lot of sign synchronicities that, like, you know, a certain kind of relationship is coming into your life, or that you're about to go into a new location, or that something's about to open up for you. Like, so you're getting just crumbs in the physical. And it's just that you're an energy sensitive person. You're highly intuitive, which means you can kind of see when things are about to happen, or you know what's happening for you behind the scenes, what your spirit guides and spirit teams are like working on. You know what how you're collaborating with source energy at this time, and you know it's like the changes are coming. So your energy is like, you know, ahead of this physical realm, right? So your brain connects to your higher mind, and your higher mind's like, this is all the stuff that's happening right now. And so your physical body is getting excited. It's like, I'm ready to go. Like, here, I'm excited. But, you know, it takes slower to manifest in this physical realm, you know? So you feel it before it actually manifests. So that's why there's a little bit of apprehension. All right, so let's go to the second energy, where Mars is opposite Pluto. And there's a crazy thing happening where Mars is going to go retrograde next month. And so Mars is going to be opposing Pluto for like 6 months, which is like crazy. That's like a really, really long time. That like doesn't really happen often at all. So you can tell, like, I've been talking about Pluto going into Aquarius, which is a big energy this month. We've been waiting. It's been in, you know, Capricorn for a long time. It's going to be in Aquarius for the next couple of decades. Really, really big, you know, changing of societies, changing of, you know, the biggest lessons in life, your meaning in life, your purpose in life. It's like a huge change, right? Like, the world is going to change. And so you can see this Mars energy that's going to be around for about like 6 months, which is crazy. There's a lot of opposition to this huge change happening, you know, and this going into Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, the golden age, this more harmonious age where more people are intuitive and people are working towards innovation that can bring more harmony onto the planet. So you can see people are opposed to it. You know, some because they probably just confused, don't know what's going on. You know, those who are just starting their awakening journey, you know, there's a little bit of friction there. They don't like it. There's cognitive dissonance. They don't know what's happening. They don't know it's for their highest and best good. And then there's those at the top 1% that don't want it to happen because they know what that means for them, you know, fall of the dark energies. So there's a little bit of friction happening. And so you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happen in the next 6 months on the world stage. It's going to be crazy. All right, so let's see what this energy means for this month. How it's going to look this month. Judgment. Yeah, Judgment Day is here. You know, everyone's souls already kind of made a decision of what they want to do. Like, do they want to move forward to like a 5D life? Or do they want to stay in 3D energies and be kind of transfer their souls to another world where there's still 3D energies happening so they can continue their lessons and their soul growth? You know, do they want to stay behind on the darker timeline because their souls may be newer, or maybe they haven't learned that lesson? It could be groups of souls that just kind of need to go through that 3D experience still. And those of us who want to move to the 5D Earth and, you know, evolve with this Earth, evolve our consciousness to take the next step in our evolution, humanity's evolution. So the judgment has already been passed. People's souls have already made a decision. Now it's just playing out. Okay, 2 cards keep coming up, so I'm going to pull both of them. Okay, me time. Enjoy your own company and plant seeds of intention to grow and glow. Go, grow, and glow. Okay, so there's some time to kind of figure out the next steps, because I see that you're ready to go. Your energy is like, I'm ready. What do I have to do? I'm someone who can be disciplined. I'm a hard worker. I work smart as well. Like, I'm ready to do whatever it is that will bring me to this next level of my existence, you know? The next chapter, the next era of my life, right? The next act. You know, the first act was just getting here, getting through all the healing, going through all the experiences, understanding 3D energies, healing from that, figuring out who you are, connecting to the divine, finding a higher purpose. You know, all that took so much time. And now you're ready to start like your real 5D life. You know, your that life you've always wanted, right? Me time and plant seeds with intention. So there's a lot of people who will be in the next, I guess, 6 months or so. Yeah, that kind of the timeline like works out until next spring. And I've been getting that a lot, even in my other readings, where you're going to start planning that now. So you have this energy ready to go. What's going to happen is the next like 6 months, you're going to get all the plans, the blueprint, all the information, all the details that you need to make the next move. So the next 6 months is going to be like, for example, if you want to start a new business, you're going to get all the research, you're going to get all the resources to get it together so you can, you know, open next spring or after next spring. You know, if you're planning to move, you're gonna find that a lot of things change in the next months, and you're gonna be able to get a lot more clarity on where you should go and what might be the best for you, and where you're gonna find like the right work for you, the right communities for you, and the right like environment for you. And that's all going to come together in the next 6 months. So you're going to be going to work in the next 6 months. You're not going to be sitting idly, because I know you are like, I'm tired of just sitting around doing inner work and healing, which you probably did for the most of the beginning of this year. Now it's just you're getting all the right information, like physical, tactile, like in your hands. You can go on the computer, you can get a pen and paper and like literally go to town with this information you get and figure out like exactly every details, how much everything costs, when's the best time to move. You know, you might even be able to give like your notice at work, or you might be able to, you know, even like know when to rent your moving van, or there might be a relationship. It could be a partnership, a romantic love relationship, or might be a business partner that comes in, or the right people that you want to collaborate with, or the right you know, people that you want to build a community with, or the right, you know, or the right resources coming in. So you might have the right relationships coming in, the right information is coming in, and you're going to get to work, and there's going to be things that you're going to be figuring out. There might be money that comes in, and so you have to figure out how to allocate it. There might be there's just going to be so much information that comes in that you are going to know what to do with. You're going to be able to like, it's like, I know I can at least take steps now. Like, you know, like I know what I need to research. I know I need to figure out now. Like, I have the things. I have all the information. Now I just gotta like put it to work. Like I need to just make it happen now. So it feels like you have tangible things, actions to take, actionable steps to take now. How wonderful is that? Very beautiful, Lightworker. Okay, so what this might look like for you in the physical. Ring, yeah, see, partnership, cycles, contentment, yeah. So I do feel like a lot of you are going to be finding the right people. That's the best resource you can get here, because having the right people in your life can bring you forward in every area. So it can help you with, you know, finding the right people you want to work with, finding the right area, location that you want to live in, finding the right people to have relationships with, a partnership, that you want to create a family with, so family, community that you want to create, you want to create a better connection with friends who are like-minded, that can understand your soul purpose and understand you on a deeper level and vice versa. So it's just like the best resources is people. And from there, you can do whatever you want. Do you want more money? Do you want more land? Do you want more time to be able to work? Do you want more help with your family related goals? Do you want more, achievements and this or that or whatever, like this is the best resource you can start with, and then everything else kind of lines up pretty nicely after that. Last card here, and then we'll move on to the next energy. Are you kidding me? Partnership. Yeah. So this is the time when a lot of people are going to be meeting their partners, their divine counterparts. If you're not already in a relationship, this is a really good time because a lot of us are moving into that 5D energy. We're able to hold that 5D level of consciousness more consistently. And so this is when you're able to kind of connect with your divine counterpart and stay in a connection in the physical and with your soul family and like-minded souls. Which brings us to our third energy. Just want to mention that we do have the 1111 portal, and that's also when Venus is going into Capricorn. So it's just a really good energy going into this full moon, which is in Taurus. And this full moon is amazing because it's also conjunct Uranus, the planet of like anything could happen. It could be something unpredictable, unexpected. It also has a trine with Pluto. And that's really great because it's like working with this Pluto going into Aquarius energy. And a sextile Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune loves to be in Pisces, right? That's this energy of being like very dreamy and very connected with your intuition, with the divine energies. So this is a really auspicious full moon. We also have Saturn going direct finally the day after. So let's look at this third energy and what it kind of looks like. It's kind of, incorporates this like 11-11 energy, the 11-22 energy. It's like right in between there. King of Swords. A lot of clarity. Okay. So I feel like with this full moon being the last full moon before Pluto goes into Aquarius, it's like the last full moon with Pluto and Capricorn in your entire lifetime, right? It has good energies with Pluto and Neptune, and it's next to Uranus. I feel like you're going to get like an unexpected surprise, pleasant surprise around this full moon. Something that kind of wraps up this last like chapter of your life very nicely. Something you probably didn't expect, but it just kind of gives you like confidence, and also I'm getting a lot of warmth, feeling kind of nostalgic, and like instead of like more sweet than bittersweet about the past 15, 16 years, right? So it wraps up this like last chapter of your life like really nicely. I'm getting. Let's see. Be the bridge. Yeah, I feel like this is the energy that bridges, your past life into this next new life. I feel like it's something that you kind of needed because you're like, it felt like so 3D and 5D. This is like the 4D energy. I feel like it was so black and white. Like it felt like your previous life and then your awakened life, and it feels just so jarring that like it's like kind of very notable. Like this is before I was awakened, this is after I was awakened, right? So expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. Wow. Yeah. So this energy is kind of merging who you used to be with where you're going. So we had another big energy around the 5th of November when we had the US elections, which it was kind of like a timeline shift, but most people want to refer to it as like kind of like an energy merge. It's like when our like 5D future version of ourselves in this world kind of merged with where we're at now. And so I'm getting kind of like this full moon in Taurus on the 15th, kind of brings that energy into the physical more, like, obviously. Like, I think there's something that's going to happen in the physical where it's more, it's not like who I used to be and where I'm going. It's just like, this is who I am. This is where things are. This is like, this is my life. It's not just like my life before, my life now, or my life after. It's like my life. I don't know. Something about marking the two. Let's see how this will look in your life, beautiful soul. Man, okay. Masculinity, mankind. Yeah, I'm getting kind of like physical energy is also masculine. I'm getting like there's like a harmony that's brought into this planet. So I feel like there's something going to happen on the like on the world stage. Maybe something like in your neighborhood, in your community, in your state of providence or your like country, or something that might happen on the world. But I feel like it's a little bit smaller than that. It might be something more immediate, like something with your family, or something with your like group of friends, or something with like the place you work, or something with your neighborhood, or something, something smaller than something on the world stage, but bigger than your reality, your world only. And something pleasant that kind of shows that there's this feeling of nothing's getting left behind. It's just moving into the 5D kind of energy. Like after this timeline shift, like everything that's here, it's now going into the 5D energies, right? Anything that was not coming into the 5D is like left or is going to be leaving, right? And so everything kind of is kind of being imbued with this 5D energy. The plants and animals are already there. Anything in nature is already there. I'm getting like buildings, physical things, ideas, people. Like everything is being kind of brought into this 5D energies, and we're gonna feel it in some significant way on the full moon. It's gonna be obvious. Like there's gonna be some physical change. Look at that, the Tower in reverse. Oh my goodness. And the Tower in reverse for me, I've always read it this way, if you know me, is like a auspicious, surprising, divine event that you couldn't have planned. That's positive, because like the Tower upright is kind of like seemingly unpleasant event that's like a blessing in disguise, but it's like kind of feels awful when it's happening, or it's surprising and not really the best way at first, maybe. But the Tower in reverse for me always felt like a miracle energy. So I do feel like spirit is like kind of being kind of cryptic here, but I do feel like something on the full moon is going to bring you some clarity and knowledge, and I feel like it's going to have to, like, you're going to see it with other people. Like it's not just you. I feel like you and a bunch of other people are going to notice some sort of significant change in your physical reality, in your physical environment. That's positive, but Spirit's not giving me like a really good kind of like what it could be, because it's supposed to be a surprise. I think, okay, what I'm getting is I got like scissors, and I got like leaving your like past people that you had karmic connections with to new connections that you have divine connections with. Does that make sense? A lot of you are putting in a lot of like strong boundaries with people who no longer serve you, and not just people, but like places and things, workplaces, ideas, situations that no longer serve you, that no longer resonate with you. And good on you, because that takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage, and a lot of like balls, right? So, you know, you're a very, very strong person to be able to do that. But I feel like moving into this Pluto and Aquarius energy, you've already come to terms and you've already been working on moving away from certain 3D things in your life that no longer serve you. And that includes people and ideas, a lifestyle, you know, just a lot of things. I feel like you get like one last like surprise that, like, you know how like you kind of, when you go through a breakup, yeah, I keep getting like someone is leaving your life. I keep getting like the scissors and family. It's like cutting like old soul family. So you're being upgraded. Your energy is being upgraded, right? So like you kind of clear the karma with everyone who's in your past. This could be your biological family. This could be old friends. This could be people you worked with, or the kind of work that you did, the kind of lifestyle you had, the kind of relationship you had with food or money. It could be some old habits that you didn't really like, and that could be something as severe like smoking or doing drugs or drinking, or it could be like watching too much TV or not being in nature enough, or you know, spending too much money on things, you know, like, so whatever it is, I feel like a lot of heavy energies are leaving, and something's gonna happen that's gonna make you feel like this is okay that it's leaving. You know, when you break up with someone, you kind of look back and you're like, oh, you know, but we had some good times. Like I feel like a surge of that kind of energy comes in, where it's like, you know, it wasn't all bad. You know, like it was good. It was good at times, but you know, I keep getting a lot of like very negative cards, but I'm getting it's because like these things aren't good for you, but you have power over these thoughts and these emotions now, because like, I feel like a lot of you are really kind-hearted folks that like if like you might keep these people and these ideas and these situations and these 3D things in your life just because you feel too bad to cut them out, but you have to, because it's a birth of a new you and new versions of these things that are meant to come through. They're very divine, they're very high frequency, and a very strong in the way that they resonate with your true authentic energy. You have to let them go. But I feel like Spirit is bringing some things in to make the releasing of that finally really a good transition. Yeah, because you need to let these things go. You absolutely need to. I've been seeing that energy so much as we get ready for Pluto and Aquarius. For the past couple of months, specifically September, October, into November, you probably have been getting ready for releasing these things. And even for the past, like for this entire year and in the past couple of years, if you awakened much before that, you've been preparing to release major 3D things in your life, especially if you're going into the 5D now. All right, so that brings us into our fourth energy, which is the big one. Pluto enters Aquarius. I've been talking about this all year. Some of you might know this, but I've been using this, it's kind of bent up now, all year, how Pluto was in Aquarius earlier this year, and it went retrograde. It went all the way back to Capricorn for a bit, gave us a glimpse of the past like 15, 16 years and all the stuff that we learned, and kind of like wrapping up those lessons and, you know, where we're moving next and doing a review and stuff like that. October, it went direct, and finally now, November 19th, I've been looking forward to this day for a very long time, not just for myself personally and other light workers, but for this collective. It's a really good energy. Let's see what's happening. The Strength card in reverse. Okay. You know, it's funny. Okay, so we saw that Mars is opposite Pluto, and weirdly enough, it's going to be opposite Pluto for like 6 months, and it's gonna because Mars is going retrograde next month, and it's actually gonna go into Leo, which is this card. So you can tell that there's some who are going to be opposing this energy. It's kind of like when you awaken, like there's like energy pulses that come onto the planet, you know, every once in a while, through solar flares, through energy portals, through major astrological events, through like even full moons, or from like, I'm really connected to Venus, so anytime Venus moves signs, like I can't sleep and I get like so much energy and I do so much inner work. I'm also very connected to the moon. It's my first house, and so anytime like the moon is, there's a full moon or new moon, like one of the, like I think new moons, I can't sleep at all at night, and full moons I get so sleepy. I sleep at like so early, right? And I like wrote these things down like before I even knew when the full moons and new moons were happening. You know, this is way back in the day when I first awakened. I didn't really know astrology too well, or followed anything like that, like when the full moon and new moon would be. And I noticed that it happened at these times. It's like whatever planets you're closest to, like you'll feel it when they change signs or something, or when there's a significant event around it. But there's also just general days, like portal days, 11/11, when there's like a lot of high energy on the planet, like November 5th on election day, or on portal days, like we have one in November on the 30th, which is crazy. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But and then when there's solar flares and stuff like that. And you can use these energies to kind of help you with inner work, or to help you with whatever your intentions are, what you're working on. You can look up like where it is in your house, what energy is going to affect you in, what area of your life is going to affect you in. You just kind of like, figure these things out, right? Like as you get more into these energies, and like as you get more energy sensitive, and you open your third eye and you start connecting to the divine more, like you start to like know how to use these energies, for example, on portal days, which is using the Mayan calendar, there are just days that like are just where you're just way more connected to spirit, and like they're just kind of more spiritual days. It's really good to do inner work. It's perfect to kind of do less physical work, less physical responsibilities, as much as you can put off for another day, and just do like inner work. So I don't even know how I got to that, how I got talking about that. But yeah, this Pluto and Aquarius, I don't even know what I was talking about. Like I was just channeling and totally. Okay. Whale of a time. Your charge is to enlarge. Oh yeah, so I was talking about like if you know how to use energy, you can use it for good. But if you don't know, like if there's a lot of energy coming through, like for example, when the energy is really, really high, people who are not living to their authentic self, or who have too much trauma and energy garbage in their auric fields, in their energy body, they'll go crazy, like for example, that's why the full moon, that's why a lot of people go a little crazy. I mean, you could explain that like physically, like that's when parasites are most active, and people who are unhealthy or don't clean their bodies of parasites, it becomes more active during the full moon. And parasites are known to be able to affect your mindset and make you think in different ways, get you to behave and change your moods. And so it makes people kind of crazy. You can think of it that way. And people actually, like even Jesus called parasites like the demons. And so that affects your mind, and you can like it can make people act in really, really bad ways. So parasites can be like demons. You can explain it through like your physical body, but you can explain everything in all ways, like the physical way, the energetic way, the spiritual way, whatever, the scientific way, whatever way, so like, yeah, full moon, parasites, or you can even just be like, you know, the moon affects your emotions. You know, that the light that comes off the moon from the reflection of the sun is actually a very healing light. I thought it was really cool, like Tesla's one invention where he had just like a bunch of mirrors in a field, like it was like a huge thing of mirrors that was kind of in like a not a cave, what's it called, concave shape. It's kind of like a big lens of like mirrors that like collected the moon energy and kind of put it on, like kind of directed it to like this area of the field where people would like hang out and like, you know, enjoy each other's company and talk and like maybe have a drink or two, or you know, kids are playing and stuff like at night with the moon energy concentrated on that area of the field, and it would heal their bodies. So the moon's light is really good for healing emotions, or to work through emotions, or to heighten your intuition. So, and also if you're you know, if you have a strong moon placement in your birth chart, like you're going to be connected to the moon's energy. Females obviously are more synced to the moons with their cycles. Their cycles are based on the moon cycle. You can see how it would affect the hormones. But basically, I forgot what I was going to say again. Okay, so you can use this energy for good, but people who have a lot of healing to do, a lot of trauma, who have been kind of avoiding the truth, you know, it doesn't have to be like spiritual truth or divine truth, although that's kind of where you want to start with your spiritual journey. It can just be truth about anything. If they kind of believe in falsities or lies they've been told, or they refuse to look at the truth, they're gonna have a lot of blocked energy. If they have a lot of anger towards other people and towards themselves and life, if they have a lot of unhealed trauma and a lot of blockages, they're not living their true life, what they're meant to do in this lifetime, that all like kind of blocks their energy in weird ways, right? So you're going to have a lot of people opposing this really divine energy coming in, because in order to align with the divine energy and use it for its intention, which is to help you and evolve you and work with you, if you're fighting against that, like it's going to feel not good, and you're going to act out, and you're going to be angry, and you're going to like be confused. And that's what I feel like the Mars opposite Pluto for the next 6 months is going to represent. But for you, light worker, you know how to work with these energies. You're further along in your spiritual journey, or even if you just started, like you're in a better place to know when these energies come through, to just kind of let it bring up whatever it's supposed to bring up. For some of you, if you're kind of earlier on in your spiritual journey, you're going to understand what your life purpose is, what you meant to do, what changes you need to make in a major way, like kind of like your next 20 years, what you should do and how what steps you should take to kind of get there. For a lot of light workers who are in my wave, which is you were on your spiritual journey and spiritually awakened before 2020, you're probably so aligned with your true authentic self and your divine self at this time, that this energy is going to catapult you into your soul mission, into your divine purpose here in the physical. It's going to be like crazy how big your energy gets and how much that's going to magnetize and draw to you the right opportunities and resources and, you know, like everything that you want. You're gonna feel your energy. You can feel your energy, right? If you like just like rub your hands for a long time and pulse your hands. If you do qigong, you can like feel like your aura. You can feel it a little further out and stuff like that, right? Your energy is gonna extend out from you in such a big bubble, like way bigger than a lot of people's, is because you're able to hold that much energy now in the physical realm. And with being able to hold that much energy and be able to channel and bring in that much energy from source energy, you're going to be able to pull to you, which is what manifestation is. Like all the things that you, I don't think you would be able to even imagine at this point. Let's get some confirmation. How is it going to look for you physically, beautiful soul? Okay, we got a couple cards that came through. Anchor, settling down, long lasting. Yeah, it feels like durability. It feels like something, this, whatever's coming in for you is going to be long lasting stability. And we have the cross here. So we have duty, faith. So it's going to be long lasting spiritual beliefs, intuition, knowing of who you are, what you're meant to do, and connecting to intuition on such a high level. There's a lot of folks that are watching this right now that can connect to the divine in such like high level ways. That's going to expand. So I do feel like a lot of you are going to get a lot of things turned on. Your intuition, your intuitive skills, abilities are going to turn on more powerfully, like full power, you know? And I keep getting that a lot of people, like, as your intuition and your energy bubble and like your ability to connect and know who you are, and you know, the more powerful the connection to your source energy is going to be for you, like how much is opening up for you, that's going to give you such clarity of what your next steps is. So we have people coming in who are on your level energetically, and your intuition turning on. More of your higher self is merging with you, to the point where, like, that's what your purpose is obviously going to be here, right? That's obviously what your career is going to be based around, you know, or your business or your family or your community, you know? It's like going to be so obvious that, like, with this intuitive ability turned on, it's not going to be like psychics for everyone, you know? Some people are going to have like artistic abilities or music abilities turn on, or abilities to connect people, work with people on a deeper level, work with families, or work in architecture, or work with landscapes and plants, whatever it is. Like, your intuitive abilities are going to turn on like tenfold, like hundredfold, maybe tenfold. And you're going to be able to, like, obviously what your next steps in life is going to be around that more authentic version of yourself. It's like you times like 10, you times 100, like, you know, it's like you're gonna increase your authentic energy like to such a degree that it's obviously what your life is going to be based around, you know? Okay, one last, and then we'll finish up with the new moon coming in at the end of the month. Wealth. Yeah. Unlimited wealth, you know? As your energy expands, so does everything that mirrors energy. So your power, your fame, your wealth, your financial stability, your influence, your personality, you know, and that's why you were given this really difficult spiritual journey. It's because, you know, Spirit needed to know that you can handle this much of everything, you know, because once you get this much energy, that everything is energy. Once you get this much energy, you get that much of everything else. That much charisma, influence, power, fame, money, you know. It's that depth of connection with others. And, you know, you had to have it for the right reasons, especially if you're going to be, you know, working on behalf of the divine, your divine self. It was like kind of you making sure you can get to a place where you can handle that and use it in a way that's aligned with your highest self, you know? So yeah, a lot of people are going to get an incredible amount of money for sure. And everything's going to make sense. I said resources, right? But I said people first, and then who you are. That comes in times a million, you know, and then everything kind of follows. And because it's like at that point, like, you don't really care when you have the right people around you, and you have that knowing of who you are. Like, nothing really else matters anymore. And so, like, obviously you get that much about everything else when you don't really want it, you know. Okay, but obviously you're going to use it for your soul mission, your divine purpose. So the last energy I want to cover is this new moon in Sagittarius, which is actually on December 1st, but I looked it up and it's like early in the morning, like 1 something a.m. here for the East Coast of the US. So it's kind of like the end of the month. For some folks, it's going to be November 30th. For some other folks, it's going to be December 1st. But it's kind of interesting because we started with the new moon and this month, and we're going to end with a new moon. So it's worth kind of looking into, especially kind of giving a glimpse of like where next month is going. Yeah, so the 5 of Swords. It came out in reverse, so it's like there is change happening in the physical, and it's going to be rapid, and it's going to be like chaotic. It's going to be a lot of change. Where you are is where it's at. Stay still until you are divinely moved. Yeah, it's gonna be so much, like there's so much information coming in and so many resources and so many changes in the physical and so much information that you know what to do with now, but it's like, where do I get started, right? It's like Spirit's like, here's everything you need to know for the next for what your life purpose is and what's next in your life in all of these areas of your life. Here's all the information. This is all you need to know. And there's a little bit more. And these are the options. And these are the decisions you need to make. And this is what you need to do in the next few months. And here are the people and resources you need to allocate and this and that. And it's like, oh my gosh. Now I have so many steps I can take. So many actionable items for the next steps in my life. This is great. This is wonderful. But where do I get started? Like there's like paperwork up to your eyeballs on your desk. You're excited, but you're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so how's this going to look in your physical? We got Scythe here, and that's like for the harvest. So you're going to see in surgery kind of, okay. So I'm getting like, this is where you reap your rewards, right? But like a lot of it's just kind of like overwhelming. Not everyone's going to get everything at once, but it's like, it's enough to like, it's like, oh wow, this is like months worth of work I need to do, you know? It's like, I got this like winter kind of scheduled out for me. A lot of you are going to spend some me time alone, but not because you have inner work to do, or you know, you feel lonely, or you need some time away from things. Like, no, it's because you have so much you're excited to get going on. And it's best not to go around telling like everyone, especially from the past, because obviously you've moved on from a lot of 3D things and you're allowing in new things to replace that. So even people from your past, you might want to keep this quiet from. And, you know, you're going to have people be brought in who are going to be like part of this like new chapter. You're gonna be working alongside them, but a lot of you are just gonna be working for the next few months, like November, late December, January, February, just kind of getting things together. I kind of consider like March, springtime to be like the new year. So I do feel like it's like kind of you closing out this like chapter, even though you're in this 5D energy now, just kind of getting things together to start this new chapter in the new year kind of thing, you know? Okay, last card here. And the 7 of Clouds. Yeah, so we got the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So it was scarcity mentality, but it came out in reverse. You saw that? So that's kind of like a definite sign that like everything is becoming so very clear. All this information is coming in. The 7 of Swords, when it comes out in reverse, I often see it as like a lot of information coming through. A lot of changes happening. 5 of Swords came out in reverse too. Positive changes, but it's like a lot at once, you know, or a lot of little ones at once. And it's kind of like you just need to be still while these things come in and while they kind of work themselves out, while they become obvious, and like while you kind of just do the things that you need to do. This is your harvest. There's no scarcity mentality anymore. Like, you know, you're set for life. There's a lot of long-term stability and a great knowing of where things are going. The other thing is the 30th, November 30th, is the one and only portal day of this month. And I kind of wrote how important that is because out of the whole year, November is the only day with one portal day. This is based on the Mayan calendar. So we have a couple other major energy days, which was the 11/11 portal and the November 5th timeline energy merge. And those are going to be big, powerful days. And then we also had a lot of solar flares, major solar flares come in the beginning of the month that I saw so far. And you can just feel like I got woken up so many times with like so much energy coming through, and I'm like, yeah, it's happening. Or like the energy is coming in to upgrade us into 5D energies like strongly now, very, very strongly. And the reason I believe that whenever there's like a low energy portal days, that usually means that so much is happening in the physical or manifesting or coming through into the physical. So you can see how active and very active this month is for things coming through, because we had 17 and 13 in March and April. So from like January to April, it was like very intense. A lot of inner work, especially like going back like 5, 7, 13 years, like decades. Like there's so many big cycles in your life that were probably ending, and even smaller ones within those cycles. So there are a lot of cycles that are like finishing up for a lot of people. Cycles with family, cycles with different traumas that might have kept popping up throughout your life, cycles with where you've lived, different jobs you've had, different like relationship cycles. It's just, there's a lot of cycles that are wrapping up for people. Health and your beliefs. There's so many big cycles. And then from May till like August, like I saw that there were like less portal days, and like I kind of knew that was like especially June, July, August. Like I kept saying like light workers are going on vacation. This is gonna be a lighter summer for most people, and it was still like a lot of things happening, but in the physical. So you probably got like a little bit of breaks in the summer, a lot from June to August, like a lot of like breaks here and there, but that's just because energetically, because there's so much happening in the physical. But it's still like a lot, because this is 2024. This is a number 8 year. There's a lot of big changes happening this year. And then from September, October, a lot of portal days. So, there's a lot of inner work happening, especially in October. Crazy October. And then you can see that December has the same portal days as October. So you can tell that in December, we're probably going to take a step back to just kind of, take it all in. And because there's still a lot to come. November it's just started, baby. It's just started. And it's like a lot of positive things, but there's going to be so much coming through that you're probably going to need like a month to kind of just take it in and kind of like organize things. And then by like January, February, you're probably going to be ready to kind of plan things. Even in December, you're going to start planning things and, putting things together, organizing it, figuring out the next steps and stuff. It's going to be there for you to tangibly, like paper in hand, work through, flip through, and like plan together. And next spring, you're going to see that you're ready to manifest this beautiful new life into the physical. But it already starts now, that you're already in that energy now. By November, by end of November, you're already stepping into that energy. It's just a little bit overwhelming. So I feel like December, you're going to take like some time to just chill out, take it easy, know things are happening for you, but being like, hey, I can take some time to just chill out now, not feeling like burdened by the stress of 3D life, and not knowing how you're going to step into this new 5D life. It's all that stress is being taken away. So you might actually even take some time to just chill out, maybe go on vacation, take a lot of staycations, stay in your home and just relax. And then, start working things out. And then, by January, February, you're making the plans to manifest by March, April, May next year. All right, beautiful soul. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, I would love a like or comment. I also put together a monthly forecast for November before like November, like I did it on October 31st, the energy was really high. And I was talking about all the changes that you might have already gone through when you are breaking away from 3D life and moving into 5D life. And it was a lot about changes that you've made with cutting off 3D things and how that energy might look for you in the physical. And then also how going into 5D, your lower chakras are cleared and powered up, and your higher chakras already have been, because that's what you start with when you start your spiritual journey. And those two are connecting in such a powerful way that you're about to manifest like crazy now. So if you want to check that out, I have it linked below. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of November, and I wish you much love and light.